Multiple shots ring out in Austin, Texas.
Oh no, that's where that guy, I forgot his name, but basically what happened is he came out with an AK-47. He was a protester, owned an AK-47. Something happened where he felt like being a macho guy and being the guy that stands around with an AK to protect other protesters. In the end he got shot, which is really sad for him, but stupid. Why would you think like that? Awful.
One man shot and killed during a Black Lives Matter protest, an apparently peaceful march turning deadly.
Can you imagine that's the way you go? Like, that's the way you... Man, he had no idea that was coming for him. Like, he just thought, I'm playing with my toy gun. I'm pretending to be a soldier. And then that was his last night on planet Earth. Just a guy pulled up, shot him. Anyway.
Initial reports indicate the victim may have been carrying a rifle and approached
the
suspect vehicle.
It's not me. He was.
Suspect was in the vehicle and shot at the victim. Suspect was detained and is cooperating with officers.
The mother of the shooting victim speaking exclusively with ABC, offering a different account. She says her son was pushing his girlfriend's wheelchair when the fatal incident happened.
Garrett was pushing Whitney
through
an intersection, and this gentleman got out of his car and started firing shots, and my son was shot 3 times.
And the violence spreading to other cities.
Wow.
In Seattle, protesters setting fire to a youth detention center. Watch as firefighters rushed to tackle the flames yesterday. Enforcement deploying blocked a new law banning cops from using pepper spray and other crowd control tools.
Who are these people? Like, one thing I want to draw attention to is when you look at these people in the crowd, the Democrats, or the Antifa, or the protesters, they just look like unhealthy human beings. Most of the time, they look unhealthy. Look at this woman, she has a tattoo. Most of the time they have tattoos. The women are completely unwomanly. The men are very feminine. And, this is not a conservative show. I'm not hopping onto the side of the conservatives and making fun of liberals. I'm actually observing from an unbiased point of view because I don't believe conservatives are right, and I don't believe the liberals are right. This is a bullshit game. This whole thing is bullshit. It's made up, okay? What we live in is a world where people at the top extremely greedy, and they're oppressing the people at the bottom. So, the liberals here, they're right. Like, they are right. Like, there is oppression in the country. Like, there is injustice. But they're not able to understand that they're being played. Like, the injustice on black people and police is a fake enemy. It's a fake enemy created by the people at the top. In order to distract them from knowing who the real actual enemy is. It's called Divide and Conquer. I believe it's in Sun Tzu's book, The Art of War. But the people at the top are extremely deceptive, and they've deceived these idiots over here to believing the police and Trump is the enemy. And then you have the conservatives. They're stupid as well. They believe that these people are the enemy. And, it's not hard to believe they're the enemy. These guys are very hateable, so it's not hard to actually
in Portland, nearly
think they're
60 days of protests. Police once again clashing with large crowds who are demanding racial equality. And in Colorado, a protest for Elijah McClain turning violent in Aurora. Police say a car drove into a group of protesters. Shit. One of the marchers firing off a shot. McClain, an unarmed black man, died while being subdued by police last summer.
No, you know what happened? I believe this is the footage. You know what happened? A protester shot at the car, missed the car, shot a protester on the other side. So he tried to shoot the car but ended up shooting his own protesting colleague, so to speak. So That's messed up. That's retarded. Can you imagine how you feel shooting? How dumb do you have to be? You shoot at the car. Oh, there's people on the there's people on the other side. How did you not think that? Maybe rush your blood to his head, but this is why the Democrats are so hateable, and it's so easy to brainwash the conservatives to hating them, because they're hateable. They're hateable, idiotic people. But, you know, the conservatives are idiotic as well. They're both stupid.
And no one was seriously injured in that shooting at the protest in Colorado, but it has been weeks since we've seen protests like these turn violent in multiple cities around the country, as we have this weekend. All of this comes as the Trump administration is vowing to send federal agents to more cities around the country.
Anyway, boring. That's not interesting. But, you know, like, that's what I'm saying, guys. Like the conservatives, the people believe, like, even the conspiracy theorists hop on the side of Trump and Fox News and the conservatives because they actually think that they have a level of consciousness and awareness that the Democrats don't have. But they don't. Like, they have one step ahead of awareness, but they're actually still being tricked by the people at the top. They're still being manipulated by the people at the top to believe that the Democrats are the enemy, when really it's the people at the top with the money and the power that who are oppressing and own most of the capital in the country, who are actually the enemy, and they're being completely fooled. And, you know, let's have a look at the conservative thoughts. And this guy, Tucker Carlson, completely works. He works for the people at the top. No question. He's an actor. These people, they're all actors. They're all acting like, I hate the Democrats. And then you have the Democrats. They're actors as well. The people at the top of the Democrats, they're actors as well. They're acting like they hate the conservatives. So it's just a big fake, like, I was going to say sitcom, but it's like a fake TV show almost. Like, everyone at the top are just actors. Let's watch these actors in play. These are actors.
There's only one thing Nancy loves more than gelato: lawyers. In a year when we ask millions
and
of
then,
Americans,
you know, you have, let's imagine the average conservative, like, watching this. Like, the average conservative, just like, they're sitting there, like, I know what's going on. This Nancy bitch, she's total bitch. I hate her. And then you have Gerald Gutfeld, who's like, he's so, like, quirky and, you know, snark. He's going to make some snark comments, going to make you laugh a bit, and you're going to sit there as a conservative and be like, yeah, I know what's up. This Nancy's delusional bitch. And that's what we're watching right now.
A novel virus, Nancy Pelosi's instinct is to protect the lawyers by vowing to block liability protections for employers in the next relief package.
What?
There it is.
What we will not support is the following. What they're saying to essential workers: you have to go to work because you're...
All right, let's try to understand what's happening here. So, and the pandemic, liability protection for employees of essential workers.
Essential.
That's you called.
We place no responsibility
She's a snake.
on
Look,
the
see,
employer to...
have a look at all the angry conservatives in these comments. She's a snake. They're just being played. You're an idiot. You're being played. That woman is seriously evil. She's an actor. Gerald Gutfeld's evil as well. They're all actors. She sounds sick. Hope she's not spreading it. She reminds me of a cyborg, like her battery is about to go dead. Yeah, she's playing the cyborg. Is she playing the cyborg bitch, old woman, political, hateable woman?
And if you get sick, you have no recourse because we've given your employer protection. And if you don't go to work because you're afraid of being sick and you have that job opportunity, you don't get unemployment insurance. This is so unfair.
So wait, we placed no responsibility on the employers to make the workplace safe? Where the hell has she been? Hiding underground with Joe, the guy who read Rip Van Winkle and made it his political playbook?
Yeah, and you know, Gutfeld's there to be sarcastic and throw jokes around, which is, you know, because the conservatives, they're not politically correct. So it's okay to, like, throw around some jokes, have a laugh. They're a likable type bunch, you know, like they don't get offended easily. They tease each other from every now and then. But the Democrats there, you know, SJWs, everything, you have to tiptoe around everyone's feelings. And that's why, you know, if you're that type of personality where you not an SJW and you're like joking around, you're like ha ha ha, sarcasm, you can side with the conservatives because you relate on that level. So, you know, the people at the top, they've worked this out it's like a fine art of deception for them. They've worked out which personalities are likened to other personalities, and they've created two polar sides so that everybody chooses a side and nobody chooses the side of this side, which is this is all fake, everyone's an actor. The people at the top are the enemy and oppressing everyone, and yeah, the people have the power, but they don't, because basically they're just idiots. They're being manipulated and they don't understand who the real enemy is, and they're addicted to their desires, guys. Like, I call my channel No Gratification, because at the end of the day, the people have the power, but they just give up their power because they're addicted to comfort, and they're addicted to you know, going to the shop and buying delicious food and cigarettes and video games and Netflix. So people are willing to sacrifice their freedoms for these comforts. That's what it basically boils down to. You know, if everyone just found out that the enemy is the capitalists at the top, and just forgot about capitalism and all the creature comforts it comes with, and just walks away, just walks to the country, says like, fuck this system, I'm doing my own thing. Like, everyone does that. What happens? You're just left with these people and the stupid actors at the top in all these empty buildings. Like, now what? Like, they have no power. It's the people that give it to them. Do you get it? Anyway, I'm going to stop this recording now, just because it's my first recording and I'm not exactly sure, guys, if this is even working. So hopefully this works. I'll be doing a lot more of these. Check out my blog, nogratification.com. I'm also on Twitter, and yeah, see you later.